Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Cancer. That's interesting. Well, that card was just randomly upright. I'm going to turn it back over here and shuffle, though. I like that heart transmission for you, Cancer. But what I was saying is that this is your March 2023 Tarot Bite reading. And when I mean Tarot Bite, this is like a little bite of a reading. So this is a much shorter version than my normal Illumination readings. But this is really meant to kind of ground you in the week of the energy, give you something to focus on in the present moment so that you are more aware of yourself as you go into the week and kind of get lost in those day-to-day experiences. So we're going to pull a card first here to just give an overarching theme, a message for the week. Then we'll pull 3 additional cards to kind of point the way towards a doorway that's opening up for you that is going to lead to spiritual growth for yourself, kind of keep you in flow with your spiritual journey. So, Cancer, what do we got going on here? I hope your week has been going well so far. I can say I feel like this month is flying by. I felt like February was kind of fast and slow at the same time, but I feel like this month is like, woo, we are out the gate and running. All right, so we have Reassurance of the Golden Light. And this is number 36, breaks down to the number 9 in numerology, which 9 really speaks to being able to access universal knowledge. I really like that for you guys here. So I'm going to go ahead and just read the short excerpt that comes with this card in the Oracle deck here. I'm not going to read the full one. So it says, this golden light comes to you as a gift of grace and reassurance. It is an embrace from the universe, an expression of divine comfort, and a sign of hope. When the golden light appears, it is a sign that everything in your life, even the most troubling matters, is going to work out perfectly. They are held in the graceful hand of the divine and will be resolved more swiftly and beautifully than you might expect. I love that energy. Beautiful. So keep that in mind. For those of you who maybe have been going through a difficult time, or just this week, you may kind of hit that moment of like, oh, really? Like just another issue, another problem where I'm not getting any closer to solving something. This is that week of saying, continue to stay in that suspended state of belief and hope that there is a divine design and that there is a divinity to when things happen for us, when troubles are solved, when problems suddenly become problems no more. And that this is saying that for many of you, maybe you can't see a way out or you don't see how something's going to happen, and you might be pleasantly surprised this week. Okay, so, this is too many cards. I'm trying to keep these a little more broad instead of pulling so many clarifiers, because this is really not about getting specific messages. This is more about really grounding you in the energy that Spirit is trying to kind of show you, kind of point your internal spiritual gaze towards so that it can open the doorway for yourself, and you'll be the one who interprets, are you going to walk through that doorway or not? And you can apply your own story to that. So let's see here. We have two cards. Beautiful. The Chariot, which is your card, Cancer, in the major arcana. And then we have 6 of Swords. So for many of you, this is a week where you are realizing what needs to be walked away from. The 6 of Swords is a card of transcendence. It's a card of moving on. You can see that this is a family that is moving on from troubled waters here to smoother sailing ahead. And the Chariot is literally full steam ahead. The Chariot is a card of movement, and it's a movement towards our final destination, which is the place that truly feels authentically like home for us. So there is something here where this week, you're really going to be asked, I think, to evaluate where it's time to move on from something that maybe has been very troubling for you, and where now you're kind of in this place to move ahead, that everything is kind of clearing up the waters. You are moving on from the choppy water to the smooth sailing. And this is about having that hope, having that belief, so that you are, the doorway is opening, basically. It's almost like you're being asked to climb into the Chariot, get your horses going, get your horses ready, because this is the time. This is the kind of out the gate moment. Now I'm going to pull a card here for the concept of courage. And this is where Spirit is going to ask you to have the courage to surrender to something in your life that's going to allow you to literally walk through this gateway that's opening. Okay, so we have 3 cards that came out. I love that Surrender to Wonder and Awe came out, because that is a card that kind of, when I was speaking to getting to that place of, hope and belief, that is this. So surrender to wonder and awe. It says, open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. When we are in the state, a kind of suspended state of wonder and awe, this is when we allow ourselves to actually allow miracles to come into our experience, because we are in a state of belief, not disbelief that, oh, that will never happen for me, or that I'll never be able to go in that way, or this will never come to me. This is saying, no, be prepared to be amazed. And I like how it says surrender to what is. It says flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. And this can be that right now, again, maybe you are in the state of troubled waters and you're in the process of moving. And this is actually kind of asking you to believe that you are moving towards calmer waters, that you are transcending something that has been a limiting factor in your life, and you are getting ready to literally move forward. But you also can't sit there and deny that what you've gone through is, or what you're going through currently, is difficult or has been difficult. And the more that you surrender to what is and just say, I accept that what I'm going through is difficult. I accept that I can't change maybe many aspects of this with the exception of just accepting it, but I am prepared to continue to move ahead. I'm not going to let what is limit me from continuing to move towards what will ultimately feel like home for myself. I'm not going to let what is hinder me from my continuing on my spiritual journey. And with surrender resentments, it says, holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward towards positive situations in your life. And this is beautiful as well, because sometimes we can get to that place, especially when we're surrendering to what is. This can be where we do maybe resent someone in our life who we realize has been holding us back, or someone who maybe wasn't as supportive when they could have been. We could... the list of ways we can hold on to resentment, sometimes it can even be applied towards ourselves, where we resent ourselves for not having taken action sooner, or we resent ourselves for being, in our eyes, weak or have failings or shortcomings. And this is saying forgiveness is such a powerful concept because it is liberating. It liberates us. It allows us to transcend. It allows us to turn our back on someone who might have hurt us. It allows us even to transcend on a mental, because that's what the swords represent, our mental space. It allows us to transcend even our own limitations of where we realize, oh my gosh, I always thought I had this perspective and I had to do it this way. And suddenly in the realization, I could have moved on from that a long time ago. I'm going to kind of resent myself. This is saying, no, forgive. Forgive those who may have held you back from this, or maybe told you that you couldn't move on to something bigger. Forgive those who didn't, again, support you maybe in your own path, or maybe prevented the chariot at some point from moving forward. But also forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for any failings where maybe you yourself weren't allowing yourself to move on from something. Okay, beautiful message coming through. But I do get this feeling again that this is when we can forgive ourselves, when we can forgive others, well, then we're truly liberated. That's what truly kind of breaks the chains that hold the chariot from moving forward. It's like all of a sudden, bing, that chain is lifted, and now you get to surrender to wonder and awe at what is coming in ahead. Let's pull a final card here for the concept of contemplation. And this is what Spirit really wants you to keep in mind throughout the week. So kind of when we have those quiet moments, when you're drinking coffee in the morning, or when you're sitting at your desk at work and you just have that kind of zone out moment, this is the message that Spirit wants to bring you back to really kind of, again, keep you focused on that doorway that's opening up. And I think for many of you, this is a doorway that's opening up to solve a lot of problems, or to really help you be able to move on from a difficult time towards now smoother sailing. Let's see here. We have, interesting. So Capricorn, I just did your opposing signs reading right before this. They got the exact same card. So it says Fox Spirit, think on your feet, number 27, also breaking down to number 9. So there is this feeling of kind of divine intelligence, almost like the universal book of knowledge is laid open for you to really be able to kind of, when we think of think on your feet, there may be this kind of aha moment that comes in this week of, wow, I didn't realize that this was holding me back and it's time to go. Or it can be, I didn't realize how much I've been fighting against what is and how much I just need to accept it and realize, yeah, I might have to just, deal with this for another couple months, but I'm going to maybe find a new way to deal with it. I'm going to change up my routine. I'm going to change up my schedule, or I'm just going to think on my feet and realize I don't need to be limited anymore by having to continually fight against something in a mental space. Instead, I can just move on from it and realize, okay, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to go this way instead of that way. Or instead of me focusing on being so angry at why someone else isn't helping or someone else isn't doing something for me, I'm just going to do it myself. But there's something here around with the think on your feet that is really asking you to stay open to a new way to do something, stay open to a piece of universal knowledge that might be kind of coming in, that might say like, look over here, stop kind of getting stuck in the choppy water and just turn your head and look at this is the way to sail towards the calmer water. It's almost like that. It's almost like seeing the change that's coming in for you so that you can direct your chariot in the right direction. Beautiful energy, Cancer. I'm going to leave it there. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead, and I look forward to reading for your expanded illumination reading next week. All right. Bye, everyone.